the creative roller coaster. So what's important for me to cover, what I would like to cover with all of you today, is really going into this, your own exploratory process on how you become more creative in these times. Because it's that creativity that's going to drive innovation in your businesses. And the creativity comes from within you as the leader. So the question I'm holding for all of you is, how are you tapping into your creativity at the moment? How are you tapping into you and your sense of purpose in leadership? So those for me are two of the most important aspects at the moment, is the sense of purpose, and at the same time is your creativity, your personal creativity. But what I would like to do is just do a container setting. And this is, by the way, if you are leading a business and leading people and you're having meetings, the best way to start meetings, if you want to have a functional conversation with your with people, with your teams, is to always start off with this container. You're setting up a space where people can listen deeply and speak deeply and openly. And so I am setting this up for our meetings today. And the first thing is, what do we need to be present? And what we need is switching off any electronics, besides obviously your computer, or any disturbances. And when I say disturbance, I mean even that noise in your head and all the chaos that you might be facing into at the moment. Confidentiality is an absolute, because you're going to go into breakout rooms where you will be engaging with one another, and there's always something that may come up that feels confidential, or you might want to say something that's quite close to your heart and you want to keep it confidential. Either way, that is my rule always in all of these groups. Listening deeply to one another, being present, turn off your monkey mind and breathe deeply. And for me, the other thing I want to add to this is just connecting to your heart and your mind, to both of them. So right now we have, I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to stop sharing, but I'm going to put this in the chat to everyone as a check-in. So that is our check-in. Just want to make sure everyone is actually on call. We've got 13 people. That's wonderful. So the first part of your check-in, please, is your name, your company, your role within your company, and what is the profound question I'm giving you is, what is great leadership? What does it mean to you? And why are you here today? So I'm just going to go with the person on my right. It's just easier. And if you can switch on your videos, even better, if you feel your internet isn't doing so well, but it's great. It's better to see people if possible. So Tony Glickman.
That's me.
Yeah. Hi. So can you just tell us about yourself in terms of your company, your role, CEO, what your position is, and what is great leadership? What does it mean to you, and why are you here today in this meeting?
Okay, well, the name Delight Function and Event Lighting. I'm the owner of the company. What is great leadership? Well, I've got, I do events basically. I do lighting and dance floors and stages for events, mainly like, events being corporate events, weddings. Motivate by example. I lead by example. I show them exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it, and how to do it. And why am I here? I'm here to see whether I can learn any more. Obviously with these COVID-19, my business has actually come to a halt. It's been like that. Well, now for end of August and September.
I've got very bad
Dead.
internet
There's
today.
been nothing. And I've been keeping in contact with my staff. I meet them once every sort of 3 weeks. Just they come into the office. We do a bit of maintenance, and also I just try to keep them motivated. I had a bit of a problem. Sorry, I don't know how long it's going to go, but I had a bit of a problem with tours. I did everything the right way. I never got anything out of it. But I noticed that they did get the first lot for April, so at least that'll keep them a bit quiet. Yeah, a
So
bit happy.
thank you very much. So let me just tell you, when we're going into breakout rooms with that kind of questions,
Okay.
very helpful. So just why are you here today? So
I'm here. I'm here today to see if I can glean any more knowledge. Maybe there's something I'm not doing, something that you're never too old to learn. And so,
great. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks for that, Tony. Ingrid.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. Do you want to switch on your video so we can see you?
No, not really.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. So you're asking me the same question, obviously.
Everyone
Well, I'm here. Okay. Well, we're just a very small company. Basically, it's just two of us, we directors of the company. And so it's not really a matter of leadership or anything like that, but I'm just interested to see if anything comes up and any new ideas, and that's basically what it's about. Do you want to know what kind of business I'm in?
Yeah.
Okay. What we do is we actually sell, it's an archival filing system. So it's, system to file our old documentation, and then also something to file current stuff as well. So that's basically what it's about.
Thank you. Thanks, Ingrid.
Okay.
Yes, next is Amandala.
Mandalaya. Amanda's fine.
Amandalaya. Welcome, Amandalaya. Write that down.
Okay.
Welcome. So your company.
So
right.
I'm
No, it's
also
not
in
Manda.
eventing.
Yeah.
I'm also we do promotional gifts and branding for event companies. Same position as Tony. I've been actually lucky. There has been work coming in the past 3 weeks. However, it can't sustain the company. What I believe leadership is. So if leadership sets an example for others to follow, you yourself have to do the things you wish others to do. So
Excellent.
to set the positivity, I have to access it. And that's the only way I can really spread it out. So the only way I'm going to change the world, it's taken me a long time to realize this, is by changing me. And I'm looking, same as Tony, I'm looking for tools. I'm looking to connect, to get ideas, so that so that I will create my own involvement.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wise words. So I don't know if all of you've got,
Not so
hopefully,
easy to practice.
I hope you've all got some notepad or something in front of you. Because the whole idea, and what I want to say is from here on, is really take notes of what everyone is saying. That's the point about what we really believe in right now, is what's needed more than ever, is collective wisdom. And so whatever anyone says to you, particularly in breakout rooms, please take notes, guys. Thank you. Okay, next, Mandla.
Oh, thanks very much. I wanted to overtake Amandalia. Sorry for that, Amandalia.
No, I'll follow afterwards.
Okay, all right, fine. Why the company's name? It's a sole proprietor. It's a Fanny Farm. It's about farming, and I don't have experience either as an entrepreneur or a farmer. So I'm very brand new, and ORTJet is my mentor for now, and I'm growing every day. Each webinar, empowers me. So as we get into the boot camp, I think what I seek to gain is to empower myself, to be a better leader, an informed entrepreneur, and know the skills and gain the skills and know the game.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Diana Steele. Oh, here's somebody who's just come on.
Sorry, it's me. My internet on my
Julia.
computer has gone a bit crazy, so I'm going to switch off my computer and use my cell phone.
Okay.
Thanks. I'm just going to get rid of the computer. Thanks.
Okay. Diana Steele. If you can put on your camera, it would be great. Diana.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was going to have to use video today, and I'm using a laptop that I can't use video on. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So I run a travel business, and I'm here because I am open to all the training and all the tools and knowledge that I can just use this free time I have now to think forward and to be creative in all the ways that I can to get my business up and running sooner than later. I'm very grateful that all my clients still want to travel. They're going to change their bookings for the future. People are positive about borders opening next month, possibly. So I'm hopeful, but I'm just using this time to do whatever I can to educate myself and train myself up to run my business smarter. And I believe there is abundance in the marketplace, and there is money to be made out there, and that it's important to just check in on your mindset and your routine and your thoughts and belief systems, and because there's quite a consciousness of fear at the moment, which you can get sucked into.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. More words of wisdom. So everybody so far is giving us great wisdom. Thank you. Julio Woznica. You're on mute. Julio, you're on mute.
Unmute. Can you hear me? Testing 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Thank you. Why am I here? I'm here because I always want to learn. I'm too young not to continue learning for the next many years to come. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to get probably value from my very esteemed colleagues. I believe that there are many people out there, including you, for which we thank you, which can add value into our lives. I do know that what I'm doing, by the way, I am in the tour business, which I embarked on as Julio's Multilingual Tours some 2 years ago after I sold my business. And I realized, unfortunately, it died with Corona. And then I realized that it's time to either to keep on playing with computers, but I particularly enjoy people. I enjoy the interaction with you and with all of you. And I decided, I don't know where I'm going to go. I got languages, I got experience in business. I had a fairly small successful business in the last 2 years, but it simply died. So I am trying now to reskill myself or to re-embark in cooperation with other cleverer people than me.
Thank you. Okay, can I just ask you something, Julio? What is the name of your company?
The name of the company is Julio's Multilingual Tours.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow.
Thank you.
Carolyn. Carolyn.
Okay, great. How's it? So I'm here just to learn. I like some of the jet things. So I wasn't really thinking particularly what I could learn from this. I just wanted to see what information they put out and how it's applicable to my life. I'm not like, other than a leader in my own life, I'm not a leader in an organization, but often one comes up against leaders and some of them are facilitate people and some leaders put people down and some leaders are very defensive. So I thought maybe I can see what comes out of this workshop.
So, Carolyn, what are you currently doing in your life?
Well, I'm busy reskilling and doing all sorts of, and also trying to find where one can go with the situation. Yeah.
That's the thing. So the thing about this, you know, is not, so even if you don't have your own business, you're in the kind of a waiting room, so to speak, and in a transitional period. Is that what you're saying? Looking for what's next?
Well, in a transitional period, yes, but not, I'm doing things and learning things. I'm not just like waiting for something to fall out the sky sort of thing. But yes, it is an uncertain period for everyone. I think it is.
Yeah. So that's the question. So you're here just to learn. So you're here in this session just to learn. Okay, great. Fantastic. Lorato. You're on mute. So if you can, guys, if you can put your videos on, that would be great. Okay. Lorato.
I'm part of the OJEB team. You probably don't know me.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So I don't have a business. I'm part of the JEB team.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. So the other people have joined that I may have. I'm just looking on this list. If there's anyone that hasn't, because people came in and out, because everyone actually had an opportunity to go.
Looks like it, yes.
Is everyone gone, Trace?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again, just to go through some pointers here. You can just see, everyone can see. So these are questions that that we're going to deal with today. And the first one is about leadership. So how do I best lead a company that innovates, adapts, adopts during increasingly uncertainty? How can I create the space to hold and surface the tension between the known and the unknown? And how do I conduct this creative interplay so people produce long-lasting, positive results? And those are very important. And again, if it's not a business you're leading, if it's yourself, you can just turn the question around in terms of what's happening currently in your life. And I'm wondering if you're already holding that question about how you are doing. How is this world at the moment, if you look at the first one, coming towards you in terms of the uncertainty? So how do you, as a person, what is your strength, that your resource that helps you to deal with increasing uncertainty? And that resource is the thing that will help you to create space to hold this tension between the known and unknown. And then the third question would be, well, what do I need to do in order to make this happen? So what needs to happen now for me to actually create long-lasting results in my life in general? So I'm going to put that in let me just copy and paste. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. And please, can everyone see those questions on the chat?
Yes. And they are on the chat, yes.
Okay. Now I'm just wondering, I'm just looking in the breakouts. Let me just, you see, what's interesting here is we have 12 people on the call, But are they all connected to Zoom, or how are they connected? Assign 11 participants to 3 rooms. Oh, there you go, I did it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is Helene, I've got Helene and Ort Jet. Are
I'm
you?
all Jet. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to, when you, if you want to go into the breakout room, you are welcome. Otherwise, when it says go to breakout room, you just ignore it for Helene and Ort Jet. If you want to stay in the big room.
Okay.
If you want to go and have conversation, then you can just join a breakout room. So for everybody else, I don't know if you've actually been, it's quite fun this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to send you into breakout, and remember to take your books with you. And I have put the question. So what you're going to do is you're going to take those 3 points, and I want you either to talk from your own person. The first question, how are you at the moment? What is it about you that actually is leading in uncertainty? What are your resources that will answer these questions, that helps you to create the space to hold the tension between what is it in you? What are your, like for me, I'll just quickly share with you so it gives you an idea. When I look at the first one, how best lead a company or leading myself that innovates, adapts, and adopts increasingly uncertainty, is I tap into my internal resource, which is actually capacity. I actually work better in the unknown. I work better with intention, funnily enough. That just talks to my purpose. But the only reason and how I create the space is I've actually done a purpose question. I understand what my purpose is, and I know what my strengths are. But I also know my weaknesses. So what I do is I actually reach out to people who can help me with my weaknesses and let them take that off my hand. And I actually, when I conduct creative interplays, I actually call on those resources. That's just one of the things. I have lots of other resources in my life, like prayer, and I'm a spiritual person. So just start to have a conversation about what are the resources that will help you to actually make this all happen so that you can start to navigate the unknown. And then we're going to come back. So you've got the 3 of you in a room. Just take it in turns, and this is going to be interesting because you're going into a room with 3 leaders in one room, and between you, you're going to lead yourselves through this conversation and just hold a dialogue and give each other a chance. So you've got, somebody has to be a timekeeper. So I'm giving you 3 minutes each. I'm actually going to make it a 10-minute in the room. So you've got to navigate this between you in your room. You have 10 minutes to get through this information with one another. And everybody has to have a chance to speak and tell their story about their strengths and the one that I've just shared. So I'm going to open all the rooms. It'll come onto your screen and just say go to room. I will bring you back. You don't have to leave the room. I'm doing the timing while I'm in the big room, and I will bring you guys back. Okay. Have fun. You have to join the rooms, yeah. So what's happened to Diana? If you could just click on your, she's gone, yeah. I think they've all gone. Lorata and Tracy didn't join. Okay, so there's no, I didn't realize that. So there's no one with, let me move Julio to room 1. Diana?
Diana, are you in a room?
Diana, can you, let me just unmute her. Let's unmute her.
Sorry, I don't know how to join the room.
Diana?
Hi.
It's on your screen. Hi. It
Hi.
says there join room. You just got to click on it. Hi.
I don't see that. I'm so sorry. Must I click on the bottom where it says breakout rooms?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh, there. Okay. I think I've got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye. Actually, in the end, I just put 2 rooms because I didn't realize. Trace, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So I didn't realize that. So out of the 12, that obviously there's only 8 because then there's all the audit staff. So I wonder what happened. You said like 20. It's interesting. 22 people registered and only 8 turned up.
Yeah, so it's always a bit less. What we found is that numbers sometimes go down by half. But you know, we have sent out reminders. Loretta called everyone. I think people just at the last minute decide, well,
People at the moment are completely zoomed out. And I think that's why I wanted the break. You see, to be on a screen and just watch. It's actually, I'm pleased that you guys have got these breakouts now because, you know, I don't know how others are running your workshops and that, but because I've been doing this virtually for so long, and the feedback, and I know that people, they need to engage, otherwise they'll fall asleep.
I'm so pleased we now know how to
I'm
set
happy
it up.
to sit with Laurie and you, and just show you how to do the breakouts because you can manually, you know, put people in as well. I've just manually shifted people around.
Yes, yes.
It's an important thing to have if you're having more than, you know, obviously for your meetings, direct meetings with Helene and your internal staff, then you don't need it. But it's great for any workshop. I don't know how your other boot camp people are. They just coming on and presenting?
Yes, so they have been, and then they have, you know, the questions and answers, the normal at the end. So these are our first breakout rooms. Really exciting and interesting.
It's so much better because they're doing work.
Yeah, I'm dying to see how it all works.
Yeah, they have to. It's putting them in out of their comfort zone, and you know. Today, I mean, just between us, there's no one else on the call. I mean, Helene, are you there? She's busy working. She's probably just got a screen on. She hasn't got a screen on, but she's probably working. But, you know, today, I think this is important even for you guys in your mentorship and in your leadership programs is we're building the people. It's not their business. No one's going to build the business but them. And the success and failure is them. It depends on their how they're connecting to who they are, to their strengths, to their resources. All those things that I've just mentioned is actually the key to building any business. And if there's people who say, no, I don't want to be on a screen between you and me, it's like, how are they engaging in the world? And especially now, you know, so maybe it would be a good idea, especially for the leadership ones, to say, you know, we want you to, you know, you're going to be on a screen. I don't know, on a video. Please have a video, because they still rock up in person to these, you know. So why people don't want to show themselves on a screen? It's very interesting. It's I don't know your thoughts, Loratu. You there?
Sorry, that's my bell. Give me one sec.
I think most people do register for the training for the webinars, but they don't join. So I'm not sure if they can't use Zoom, but I don't think that's the main reason. So I think maybe having to send out the reminder 15 minutes before
Yeah.
Would probably work because normally with our boot camps, we had most people. So since for this one, we had the lowest people, and I did try to call people, send out emails. Some do respond, some don't. So yeah, I think
Yeah, no, it's just, I think it's not your fault at all. It's not the fault of Object, but it's interesting that people are, I think there's a Zoom fatigue and COVID fatigue. I think people are really, you know, down on
Tired.
them, yeah, and tired.
Yeah, yeah.
But what was interesting for me is even the lady on the call, one or two people that didn't want to show their, who's that?
Helene's on a
Those,
call. She's on the phone, but she's with us.
those that didn't want to show, now I'm saying, well, we're on the call. But anyway, at least they showed up, and I'll be interesting to see what happens in the breakouts.
Yeah, I'm also dying to see because I've never participated in anything with the breakout rooms. So
Could have gone in, and maybe you can go in the one at the end. There's going to be one right at the end.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we're until 12:30. Am I right?
that's correct.
Do
Yes.
you want questions and answers? So I'm very aware of going quickly now. It's 11:47. At 11:50, I'll bring them back. Let me just see. I'm actually now. I can join the groups. I want to see how they're doing. If they're ready to come
Okay.
out. I'll be back now. Sure, okay. Trace, are you there? Tracy? Loratu? You are both on mute.
Hi, Janet. I'm still here.
I want you to know this going on YouTube, I mean, they're not recording the, do they edit before it goes on YouTube?
I don't think so, no.
So then maybe they mustn't load it on YouTube because I don't know if they're recording inside them. I don't know how the recording works for breakout rooms. But, there's a lot of things we were talking about in here that, that maybe shouldn't be, like this kind of workshop's quite confidential. I don't know. So maybe they could get somebody to edit it. Where's Tracy? She's not on with us. You can speak to Laurie and Tracy, but I think it needs to be edited before it goes on any public.
So Laura's the one who's putting the recordings on YouTube. So if you speak to her,
Yes. Okay. I will do that. Let me just. I'm gonna actually bring the breakout rooms back.
let me just try to call Tracy.
Okay, is everyone here? Is everyone back?
We're back.
Yes.
Great. Fantastic. So just a quick check-in before I go back into the slide deck. If I can just hear from everyone, not long at all, just one thing that you learned about yourself, one thing from this conversation. And maybe it's about a resource. What did you learn in this breakout room? With something that's new, or maybe it's not even new, it came to life for you. And Carolyn, you're actually going first. You're on my right on the screen. So you can just take yourself off mute. What did you learn in the breakout room?
That we're all thinking of different ways to reassess what we're doing, and that everyone's trying to find a new pathway.
Thank you. Brilliant. Thank you. Yes, everyone's in the same boat. Fantastic. Ingrid.
Well, basically, that's exactly it, that we're all in the same boat and that we just have to think of different ideas and different ways of doing things. And as I said, this aught has been fantastic. And I think if we just carry on watching all the webinars, and we'll pick up ideas. You don't pick up everything, but you definitely pick up ideas.
Fantastic. But I also want you to start to think about what did you learn about yourself and what is it about you that is bringing all this, your own genius to life. But we'll come back to that. Okay, Mandalaya.
Okay, so when you first asked these questions, I wrote down what is my strength. Okay, and that I've actually got to work out what my strengths and weaknesses are. However, when we were in the chat, my strength, I realized a few things. I do know what some of my strengths and weaknesses are. I just need to get it clarified properly.
Okay, exactly, brilliant. Tony, maybe that's another thing we can bring as a course. Tony.
Yeah.
It's a very important thing to ask.
What I learned there is one's got to be positive and one's got to think clearly. Things have changed, and one must try. And with my industry, it's quite difficult to pivot it, but there are ways of doing it. And I've thought of something else, and I think that is quite a big thing. One can't go with a tunnel vision. One's got to expand your mind and see where else you can go, because there are opportunities. And I think going on this AutoJet course, I'm learning a lot of different skills, which I think I probably lacked before. I took for granted. And I think with the new ideas, I think those skills will help me go forward.
Thank you. Julia, what did you learn about yourself?
I'm not sure what I'm doing here, okay? But I'm meeting a great bunch of people all trying to go forward or sideways. I think that this is all about remaining corpus mentis and to go forward and to create a life for ourselves and for the people around us. So having said so, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but by being here, by not being here, I would actually subtract myself from a community of people and an organization called ORT, which brings people, business people, proactive people trying to do something with their lives. Good. Have I answered that?
Well, I want you to think about, at the end of the call today, your greatest strength, but you don't have to tell us now. As a person.
My greatest strength, more or less, actually. My greatest strength, I am actually, what are my greatest strengths? Amongst them, I am a very energetic people. I like to get things done. I like to work with people around me. What else can I tell you?
That's great.
I see the world as a world that hasn't come to an end with Corona, a beautiful Spanish word that means the crown. And I'm not looking at coming to an end because God decided to send us Corona. No, God one day, Hashem, will take it away from us.
Thank you. Mandla, thank you. Mandla.
Yes, no, my strength, I think my enthusiasm, or I'm very enthusiastic person, and I'm resilient. That's the strength which I've seen of late. And my weakness is is the one that I'm afraid to probe for disappointment, So I must always be objective to myself and not be afraid.
Great. Wow.
Yes.
Diana Steele. Diana.
Yes. Hi. So I would say my strengths are I'm authentic, I'm efficient in what I do, and I'm intuitive. And I'm just going to focus on my unique strengths with my personal brand and going forward.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay, so we are at the beginning of back on my screen, we are at the beginning of a digital revolution. And technology is currently a problem and a solution as it offers promise, but is not yet delivering. So technology can become a problem, and at the same time, it can also be a solution. So maybe that's something to start thinking about in terms of innovation and how you innovate in your business. How is technology actually playing its part? And all of us, and I say all leaders, all humans, impact people's futures and well-being. We have the power to create positive and negative change. So that power is probably the most important sentence here today. You have the power to create a positive and or a negative change. It is how you respond to situations that would create that. So when we are given something as big as Corona, it could be something even less than that, any of the challenges, it's our response that is going to create a negative or positive change. So I want you to start thinking, because we've just had a conversation about resources, meaning our strengths, our support systems around us. How can we leverage that so we actually create positive, a positive shift throughout all of this? So the dilemma actually that we are facing in the world at the moment is we need more leaders who inspire and deliver on their promises to their organizations, communities, and the world, become stronger, cohesive, and more safe. So this is the dilemma at the moment. And I want you to think about everything that I am, and I'm going to share this deck with you afterwards, everything in this deck that I'm saying, how are you responding to this particular dilemma? And maybe you can think, if anyone wants to give an example right now, of a leader, actually, that you can think of, who does inspire and delivers at the moment. Is there anyone who wants to tell us in this larger group? Can you think quickly of a leader who's doing this right now in the world?
Yes.
Who?
Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Okay, I am very proud of a little country which I abandoned some 44 years ago in 1976. The place is called Uruguay, a country of 3.4 million inhabitants with practically no corona. The leader is actually a capitalist leader, but he got everybody together, and practically Uruguay hasn't got any corona. People are buying properties in Uruguay from Brazil, which is a mess like here, and from Argentina, that is another mess like here. People are moving into Uruguay. There is activity, and the leader, people,
Wow.
Mr. Kaji has really shown an example of leadership to all kinds of people.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Never actually knew that. Good information.
Neither
Thank
do
you.
I, but I am in contact now, thanks to technology, with all my family from all over the world, and I enjoy exchanging ideas. And I'm really very proud of that country where I was born a long time ago.
Thank
Over
you.
and out.
Thank you. Anyone else? One more person want to share if you have an idea of a leader?
I think the Director General of WHO currently is doing a very good. I know there were other directors before, Director General, but this one is in the eye of the storm, and he's doing a good job. Tedros, yes.
Wow. Okay, so here's a very interesting concept. We need wisdom to surface in complex, challenging, disruptive times when we are in too deep and need to find a better way, apart from passing down our troubles to the next generation. So what that says for me, when you're talking about the generations, I'm actually now coming into the future, because what we're really doing is we're setting the tone. We're actually, in some way, in an amazing place at the moment. We are witnessing the complete disruption and shift in the world. We're moving into a completely new era and a new digital world. And how we respond to this is actually going to affect those that come after us. So our children, grandchildren, and their children, and so on. And what's we're starting to see in the future, it's going to continue to become possibly more volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Which means we as human beings have to shift ourselves internally and externally so that we can learn how to navigate this volatility, what we call a VUCA world. And obviously setting the tone for our children, grandchildren to learn the same. So we are going to become teachers naturally in future. And we will be able to teach and tell stories of how we navigated our businesses, our families, our lives through the unknown. And this is most important. We are setting the tone for the future. And every human counts. We all count. Everyone who's sitting in this room today counts. Every human being is part of the whole. So every part of us counts. And however we are taking ourselves out into the world is going to affect the future. So that's quite something big to think about. Huge bravery and courage is needed at the moment. Tony, did you want to say something?
No, I'm just scratching.
Okay. Your camera lit up.
Okay.
So what we need to do, we need to hold space where people surprise themselves with what they can co-create. So one other thing that's very interesting is actually the number one competency for leadership going forward is going to be creativity. It used to be number 20 or 30 on the list. It's actually moving now to number 1, which makes sense. So if you think, yeah,
interruption, forgive me about that. Which list? Who made that list?
Well, it's the, I think it was on the IBM, you know, it's, I don't know, I mean, I don't know which list, but apparently, according to research by universities, top leadership, people that are working in leadership in large organizations, I'll tell you now, sorry, it's just slipped my mind. Oh
don't worry, don't let it worry.
World Economic Forum, in the last World Economic Forum, this is what they are talking about. Everywhere I go, in any leadership circle, they're talking about the need for creativity and for people to really up their game in terms of their own sense of creativity. And when I say creativity, I'm not talking about capacity to be creative according to other people. I'm talking about tapping into your own creativity, your brain. What is that part of your creative brain? How do you create new ideas? So it doesn't necessarily, it's very interesting. I was on a workshop the other day and somebody thought I was talking about creativity. They said, I can't draw. I'm not creative. Well, actually, every human being is creative. And you're creative according to yourself. So it doesn't mean if you're not an artist that you're not creative. My interest is how are you in your own sense of self and well-being creative? And that could be in any format, quite frankly.
How do you tap into that?
So you already started today. When you start to have conversations about who you are and your strengths, your capabilities, then you start to understand what is it about you that can become creative. And there are lots of different ways of tapping into one's creativity. The first part is actually understanding your passion. What are you passionate about? And just trying out different things, going out of your comfort zone. So my example is I can't draw to save my life, and I started painting, but that was my thing. And I just took a chance, you know, and also I know where I am most creative. I'm creative in the unknown. I'm creative in workshops. I could be sitting here right now with all of you and not even have a PowerPoint in front of me and create an amazing workshop for everybody. So I understand my purpose. So actually, that answer to that question is really about tapping Nick Edge. Yes, Julia, you've got your hand up.
I knew how to press the button now. I saw it. I got it right. I
That was
thank you very
creative.
much. I am sitting in the following situation. With I had a period where I decided to cut a lot of extras at home, and I found myself actually that I had to reintegrate myself into into society. But society from all over the world is coming. I am being bombarded with a lot of new concepts, and eventually you have to cut a lot of the webinars, and because at the end of the day, you need to channel your activities or to focus your activities into a viable business. I can keep on sitting for, I don't have the time, I feel, to continue absorbing knowledge and more knowledge from all over the world about experts in every single field. At the end of the day, we need to make choices. Over.
Yes. Good. Very good point. Wise words. So very often what stifles our creativity is when we're in too many places at once. It's overwhelm.
Exactly.
That's what you're talking about, overwhelm.
Exactly.
So it's about focus. What I want to focus on. And we become creative in that area. It's all about you. In fact, if you focus more on yourself, you'll be better off than 100 webinars. And when I say focus on self, I'm being serious. If you focus on your sense of who you are, your strengths, your resources, your passion, your purpose, then that becomes your focus. It doesn't matter what the business is. You know, I think anyone can run any business. It's actually, who are you in this business? What's your purpose here? And then the universe responds. So it's all about being authentic. When you focus on doing your own personal work, you actually don't need to go on any webinar. I agree. But I'm happy you're on this one, Julio, because you're giving us a lot of very important information. What I want to also point out right now is as we are speaking, everyone's questions becomes wisdom.
Mhm.
Everyone's question and answers add to the group of wisdom, the collective wisdom. There's always a collective intelligence in these groups. You'll be amazed.
It's,
So,
you know,
yeah.
So, like my son, so when all this happened, and not just I thought was going to shut down, which somehow it's actually just reared its little head like through a plant, and I see a little bit of it coming back. But I wanted to evolve out of not just, because I believe that I wasn't making a difference. And like a few people in lockdown have said to me, I have an internal intuition and I have an internal healing towards other people. And just by me dealing every day with people, I give insights. So I'm ADHD, but it's an attention difference, not a deficit. And I actually wanted to use that to do something to make a business.
I love it. I love it.
But I've stopped because I don't know where to go. I don't know how to do it. And right now I've got Not Just, which is what I know where to go and I know how to do it. And I've got the gym where I've got like, it's a set. But what I really want to do, I don't know how to do. And I do it that I make money meaningfully. You know, I need to make money doing it, but I don't know how to do it and I don't know where to go. And everybody I speak to tells me, just stay with what you're doing. Stay with what you're doing.
To go to your purpose. Anyway, we'll talk about that offline. But the point is, because I don't want to take up too much, it's already 20 past 12 nearly. But the point is that you're on the right track. And what you're saying is you want to tap into your passion and you want to tap into what's authentic for you, your purpose. And purpose, again, it's not about what you do, it's your being. What we do is easy, right? You can do a travel business, you can do a cleaning company, whatever you like. It's always about, so why is it that you'll have 10 cleaning companies and 2 of them are the most successful? It's the same company. You're offering the same service. It's always about the leader. It's how you're driving it. Where's your passion? Are you being authentic? Everything that you've just said. Amandalia. I'm going to get your name right by the end.
I'm writing Amanda Leia.
Amanda. If you can find a speech therapist for me, that would be great.
And
Okay. And I'm also ADD. And let me tell you something. The world is ADD. You're not noticed. So attention deficit people are going to thrive. Yes, this is their place. So I love that attention deficit difference.
It's a difference, it's not a deficit.
I'm keeping that. That's mine. I'm going to keep that one. Thank you. I'm going to use it. So just quickly going through this next slide is just the evolution of cultures, of leaders. I just want to stay with the evolution of leaders. So the first type of leader we have is a reactive person. They just react. They shout out. They don't really. It's probably a very young person or defensive type of energy. And that's how they respond. And then you move into more, as we become more aware as leaders, we become more responsive. So we step back, we have a situation, we look at it, and we respond without outburst. And then we become proactive. And proactive is, well, I'm looking at the situation, I want to explore. I'm not going to jump into the first thing. I'm not going to be that. I can be responsive, but it's a step above, beyond response, which is I'm going to take action, but proactively. And the highest level is evocative, which is like somebody with a full spiritual and actually thinking in teams. They're bringing in collaborative resources and they're being more evocative and they're going out of their comfort zone, taking a bit of a risk. Evocative leaders have a very strong and they're able to bring work balance into their lives. And they walk into the world with a sense of awe and wonder and joy. So everything they're doing, bringing them joy. Which level you're at the moment in that area. And then I'm just going to end off with this. Very important. I feel like I'm echoing. Is there somebody talking here?
No.
Somebody's.
Okay.
So yeah. Can you hear?
No, it's breaking up.
Okay. Here's me. It's weird.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Is it better?
It's
Yes,
better now.
yes.
Okay. We do not understand what we see what we understand.
That's your name.
Somebody's talking in the background. I don't know. Is somebody okay? So we do not understand what we see what we understand. Makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so we see everything in our own perspective. So the idea is to change narratives, our internal narratives.
I'm not sure where the sound is coming from. Perhaps everyone can just mute their audios.
Mute everyone. Just mute everyone. Or must I do it because I'm the host?
You can, yes.
Okay, I'm going to stop. I have to stop sharing to mute. Hang on, it's now muted. Is that better? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just do this quickly. There you go. Okay, so I'm just trying to see how much time do we have, Tracy?
So it's 22 minutes past. We scheduled to end at 12:30.
Is everyone okay to start like to carry on for 5 more minutes? Because we did start late.
I'm sure they are.
I think this is such an important last exercise here that I want to send into breakout rooms. I just want to copy and paste this. I'm going to put this into the chat. Can everybody read the chat? What are current challenges? We've already said that in your last breakouts, but what patterns are no longer serving? So maybe you, throughout the session now, you've thought of like one pattern that you want to change. Anything that you want to even explore after the session. So really 1 minute each is probably all you're going to need. I'm just redoing the breakouts. You were in them before, so let me try to recreate. Two, three, four. We've got 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to. I'm just going to open all the rooms. So if you can just have that conversation with one another, really 1 minute each, and somebody agree to be a timekeeper in that room. And all you do is you just watch your time and just put up your hand, like when it's about like, I'll give you 1.5 minutes just to talk about what action you want to take now. What is a pattern that you're feeling after today that keeps coming towards you that you want to investigate, or something you want to explore? Maybe it's purpose, maybe it's whatever. And then I will bring you out in 5 minutes so that we can have a good closing.
Julio has to leave us. So thanks for joining us, Julio.
He's gone. Oh no, he's not joined. Okay, there you go.
I'm back.
Are you back? So you can just go to room 2 if you like for 5 minutes, Julia.
Sorry, miss. How do I go to room 2?
Just look on the right there. It should say join room, join breakout room.
And join, that's getting complicated, join something. Okay, I want to say thank you to all of you.
You could
Thank
just
you
press
for
join.
having me.
Okay.
What do I press?
Join, breakout room. Press breakout room.
Join breakthrough. There is a little.
Yeah. Is that Laurie?
Yes, hi Jan, I'm here.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe you can offer them Zoom, I don't know, course to some of your, who's Pee-wee? Somebody else came on the call. Are you, Laurie? Hi. Bring up work today. Hold on a second. I'll take it home. I'll take it home.
I'm pretty sure everything.
Please, can I ask you a favor, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, just 5 more minutes. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want you to send a picture of that to David right now. Yeah. Hi. Hi, Julio.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Appreciate your time. You were fantastic. All new concepts, and we're looking forward to working in the program of leadership. To all of you, thank you. Gracias. Hasta la vista. Amandelea Saxton.
Amandelea. I love that name.
Thanks. It was a singer in the 60s that he was a male. He converted to a female, and in those days it was a very and he sang, and he always wore black leather. I actually got an album. I said to my mom, thanks, like, okay, is that